What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I, of course, am your host, Jimmy Smith. Thank you for tuning in. We've got ourselves a jam-packed episode tonight. So if you have any questions, any comments you want to throw my way, please feel free. I'm taking in that win, enjoying it. Love to see the grit, love to see the fight of this team. We talk about each week just growing, getting better. That's what I've seen so far. We know there's going to be bumpy roads, but we're doing the things we have to. We have played with 7 different starting lines, offensive lines in the 9 starts for Jalen Hurts. So this guy has had, adversity thrown his way nonstop. I think he has done well. This team, the coaches, everybody needs to keep learning. So, look, they've got to learn quick because this week we have a Thursday night game, and that is with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, Tom Brady and his plethora of weapons. What's going on, Facebook user? I don't know who you are. If you click that link at the top, it will stop saying Facebook user and show me who you are. But lots good. That win, I'm basking in it, man, enjoying it. We're 2-3. Obviously a lot of people are upset about that, but we talked about wins and losses this year. Not too important to me. I am looking ahead, looking toward the future, and I want to see this team grow. That's what it's about for me. If we lose, I'm going to be pissed, but I want to see this team fighting each week, and then I can at least find some peace in that. But we've got the Bucks, so it's going to be a tough road ahead. Now, before we get into behind enemy lines with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking a look at their roster, some of the injuries they're dealing with, and whatnot, let's take a look at some of the moves and things that happened with the Eagles today. So, fan favorite Travis Fulgham was released from the practice squad today. I know some people will be a little upset about that. And look, he kind of fell off and he was a flash in the pan. We had nobody else. We've got a talented receiving core right now. And, he just really wasn't stepping up in other areas such as special teams, blocking, things like that. So he's let go. He couldn't even make it on the practice squad. Guys like Keyshawn Johnson, John Hightower making it over him. So, hey, best of luck to him, but he is now gone. Also released from the practice squad was tight end Nick EUBANKS, who has been here for a few weeks. And, we got him from the Cowboys practice squad. And I mean, he really didn't do much. So, 2 guys let go so that we could add 2 guys to the practice squad. We've got a comment here. Hold on one. Hey, my man Tim in the building. What's going on, brother? Heard the GOAT has a bad thumb. Yeah, man. We're going to get into that in a second here. But yes, it is his throwing hand. His right thumb is a little banged up. So we'll get into that in a second here. But yeah, big news coming from the Buccaneers camp. So as we go behind enemy lines, we'll talk about that. Now, 2 guys let go off the Eagles practice squad. We added 2 guys to our practice squad. So first up, Christian Ellis. You guys remember, made a little video about him on YouTube. Check it out if you want. But yeah, some highlights from his time at Idaho. But I mean, the kid he's still young, 22 years old. I think it's somebody, once we talked about it, I actually might still have that graphic here. And I have the video, but I don't think I need to do that to you, playing that as well, because yeah, we've got ourselves a jam-packed little video here right before the game starts, Monday Night Football. But Christian Ellis, here it is, 22, undrafted free agent last year, played some time with the Minnesota Vikings practice squad, and now with the Eagles. 6'3", 233 pounds. Go ahead and check out that video breaking down who he is, some highlights in there as well. And then Noah Togiai. He was brought back. We all remember him, the tight end. We all liked him coming out of Oregon State. He was undrafted. We signed him last year, but then the Colts claimed him. And ever since, kind of been a little ruffled. So a little pissed about that. But yeah, we signed him to our practice squad today. So he is back in the building. Play a little highlight reel for I'm sorry. I had to go with the Alice Cooper. He is back, but he's on the practice squad, so we'll see what he can do. Tell you what else is brewing. Tyree Jackson, that timetable looking like he will be back soon too. So no word on that yet, but just throwing that out there. Getting excited deep inside, thinking about the fact that Tyree Jackson will be back. Togi here as well. Nice competition in the tight end room. Ertz, Goddard. I know we need to feed it to them more, but the more, the merrier. 13 personnel, 12 personnel, whatever you got to do. Let's get it to those tight ends. You know, I like Stoll as well, but got a lot at the tight end position right now. So let's go. Prison, my man, let's go. What up, brother? Hopefully you're having a good night. Hopefully you're all having yourselves a great start to your week. Monday Night Football about to begin. Threw some money down on that. Ended up winning a little bit last night. So we're going to hope to win a little more tonight. And that is all on the back of Carson Wentz failing. So let's go. No, that is not based off of them making the playoffs. It is in a certain scenario, but the first scenario is him just playing 75% of the snaps. Now, if he only plays 70% of the snaps and they make the playoffs, then yes, that is a first round pick. So that is the scenarios where it can be a first rounder. Thank you, my man. I always try to come up with something that, you know, relates to what's going on or the person's name. So we'll see. But yes, that was a very nice win. Thank you, my man. Yo, Christian, my man in the building. I thank you all for taking the time. That was all the Eagles news I had for now. We'll take a look at their injury report real quick here. But hopefully you're all having a great Monday night. Feel free to throw in whatever comments or questions you have. But you see here, 4 guys did not practice. Derek Barnett, Dallas Goedert, Lane Johnson, and then Kelsey there with rest. Lane Johnson still dealing with a personal matter. Dallas Goedert ill. Hopefully he's all right because we got a game on Thursday. Derek Barnett dealing with an ankle issue. So we'll find out if these guys are ready for a couple days. Jordan Mailata was limited with that knee injury, probably just playing it safe. So we'll hope that he's ready to go against Tampa Bay and that pass rush. So, my Lord, we're going to get into that in a second here. But Eagles need to turn things around, man. You know, and we're trying. And that's the direction of this franchise. You know, we're trying to look forward, going uphill. It's not all about wins and losses this year. We've got a lot of promise, a lot of young guys that are learning from these mistakes. And I'm very, very excited about this team. So, this week, we're going to have some very good learning lessons from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's going to be a very intriguing matchup. So let's get into it. Going behind enemy lines, our week 6 opponent, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this Thursday night. They are sitting atop their division at 4-1. And yeah, we all know what Tom Brady and those weapons are capable of. Quite a coaching staff they've got there, too. So Bruce Arians, not afraid to get wild. They got Byron Leftwich there, Todd Bowles. It's a really good staff. So we are dealing with a tough team here, but they also themselves are dealing with some injuries. So once again, we got a team that dealing with some things, as you saw earlier here that Tim had asked the question. We'll talk about this in a second. A chance the Eagles run the ball. Well, the problem is the Buccaneers are one of the better rush defenses as well, just like Carolina. Hard to run on them. But I talk about the fact that it doesn't matter. You still have to try to run the ball. Do not make yourself one-dimensional. So run the damn ball. I don't give a damn how good these linemen are. And they are good. We're going to talk about them here in a second. So let's jump into it. Here's their injury report. Tom Brady, talk about his right thumb. He says he's going to be fine. He should play. But, hey, that's big news. If he's dealing with some things, we always talk about putting old Tommy B on his ass. That's how you get to him. You got injuries to Levante David. And it sounds like he's going to be out for a few weeks. So that is a major blow to them. Chris Godwin dealing with knee and ankle issues as usual, limited in practice. Rob Gronkowski still dealing with that rib issue. He is hopeful to play this week, but he did not practice today. Center Ryan Jensen did not practice. Patrick O'Connor. You see Jason Pierre-Paul dealing with a hand issue, but also a shoulder issue. He talked about you know, what he's got left of his hand, his words, you know, dealing with some things, but he's a tough dude, so he's going to try to play through it. And then Antoine Winfield had a miss last week with a concussion, so we'll see if he's ready. I think he might be, but I don't want to, you know, put words in anybody's mouth or give anybody. I just think he'll be ready to go after all this time, but we shall see. He suffered that a couple weeks ago. So we'll see, but that would be a huge loss for them as well. Now we know at quarterback Tom Brady dealing with that. Behind him is Blaine Gabbert and Kyle Trask. That would be a massive blow. If we had to deal with one of those guys instead of Tom Brady, I mean, come on, man. That's like going from Mike Tyson to a kindergartner. So I'm very, very pumped about the fact that, and look, I don't want to wish injury on anyone, but I'm pumped that he might be a little scared. So if he's a little rattled in the pocket, we know that's how you get to Tom Brady, get after his ass. Never wish an injury on anyone, but I'd love to see old Tommy B get put on his ass over and over again. We know we got to beat him in that Super Bowl, and boy, was it beautiful. So let's try to beat him again. But yeah, you saw what's behind him. Not really scared about that. Now, they do have some pretty good running backs here. Leonard Fournette. He has been looking damn good. They've been really featuring him, but they added Giovanni Bernard this year, and he has been great out of the backfield. Ronald Jones kind of losing his job there, but then also Keyshawn Vaughn. So they've got a pretty deep running back room going to try to run the ball. But, man, they are killer all over the place. At the wide receiver room, I think we all know that this is one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver rooms in the game. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and then, oh, yeah, Antonio Brown. Also got Tyler Johnson, Jaden Mickens, and Jalen Darden there. On the IR, though, is Scotty Miller, and they got Justin Watson on the PUP list. So a couple injuries, but no big deal because, well, you see how damn good those wide receivers are. I don't think they're that worried about it. I'll be real with you. It seems Hurts plays being a fast-paced offense, open the OC. Well, we talk about that quick decision-making. He needs to get better at that, and those are things that come in time. Sirianni with the play calling, putting things, maybe going downfield a little bit more. Stop being so vanilla. Stop being, so afraid, man. He really was playing scared, and it's like you got to attack, man. And Jalen Hurts is capable of that. So we got to play more. I thought we were accentuating the player skill sets. So let's do that, please, for the love of God. Let's do that. Dillard and Derek Barnett's penalty addiction. But yeah, man. Well, I think Derek Barnett will be gone anyway, but Dillard, I think we're trying to trade him next year as well. So you got to get some trade bait there for Dillard. We'll see. But yeah, these guys, they kill you sometimes, and it makes you want to jump off of a roof. So, but now the tight ends, my Lord, Rob Gronkowski, we talk about dealing with that rib issue, says he's hopeful to play this week, but if not, they've still got Cameron Brate and OJ Howard. So they've got some pretty damn good tight ends. And yeah, we need to try to shut them down. We've done well against tight ends, but I don't care. They could still destroy you. And Tom Brady loves to go to his tight ends. So watch the hell out. Now, their offensive line, they've got a damn good offensive line too. Ali Marpet in there, Donovan Smith, and Tristan Wirfs outside. And then you got Kappa and Jensen in there. You saw Jensen on the injury report. So they've got some injuries there at the bottom on the IR. But, yeah, this is one of the better offensive lines in the game. So Eagles are going to have their hands full. And, look, we got 3 interceptions, 3 sacks last week. It was beautiful. Or last week, yeah, yesterday. See, I'm already jumping on all this. I'm like, damn, I can't even enjoy this win. We're about to play. I got to do all these shows as fast as I can. So tomorrow we'll do the roster comparison and advantages, and then we'll do the top 10, and then it'll be game day. So, oh, hell yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But that was the Buccaneers offense. Like when both Smith and Watkins are on the field, what do you think about picking up another wide receiver? We've talked about some possibilities out there, but I kind of want to just see these young guys develop. I'd rather see Devontae, Reagor, Watkins get used more. So that's what I want to see. And I think that as they grow, they will get better. And, Greg Ward not make mistakes. Arcega-Whiteside has been doing well in his role. And, I'd just like to see more, but they got to get better in time in this offense. So I don't think I want to bring anyone in to hinder that. What's going on, my man Mike? Hopefully you're having a great night, dude. Thanks for tuning in. We're just going through, checking out. We're behind enemy lines, man. We're checking out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking a look at their injuries and their roster and what they've got going on. Reagor's decent. Yeah, that's the thing. I think last year it was a lot of mental stuff. He's got the physical talents, just a lot of things going on. And then this offseason, he loses a friend, a lot more going on for him. And it's this new coaching staff, change of scenery. I think all these new things, now they're just all trying to gel, get on the same page. And I think he's now trying to do too much to prove to people. And it's like, look, man, they got him back in the return game. He's making mistakes there. not just taking the touchback at times. So making mistakes, stupid mistakes. He's got to clean that up. And I love the kid. So I think he and Smith are the future. And I think you keep building on that with Watkins. Oh, hell yeah, man. Add somebody else in next year's draft. I think we got ourselves a great wide receiver core for the future. Just got to keep having patience here. That's all you can do right now. Hate to do this hypothetical paying Alfred Adams doesn't pay him next year. I don't think we go for Devontae Adams. That would be insane. You're going to have to pay a super high cost to get him. We could have the money. We could try to figure things out. I would love to have Devontae Adams. Trust me. But I don't know if that's the route we'll go. But, geez, yeah, that would be wild. But you take Jalen Reagor, trade rumor to the Bears. I mean, just another rumor out there, man. I love Allen Robinson. I would happily take Allen Robinson, and we've talked about that. I had my buddy Chris on from 4th and John. We talked about the possibility of trading for someone like an Allen Robinson. You saw there, just mentioned Devontae Adams. I mean, guys, I would love to have, any team would love to have those guys. I just don't know if that's part of what we're trying to build here for the future. I think next year, go after a big-bodied wide receiver, add him to the mix with these speedy guys. You've got Devontae who can do it all. Man, just keep building on that. And look, Allen Robinson's still young. Devontae Adams, holy shit. I would never say no to these things, guys. If you could just try to sign him, sure. But if you would have to try to trade for him, I don't want to give up what we got going on. We've got possibly 3 first-round picks. Carson Wentz lose. The game's on right now. I'll be done here shortly. I promise you can get to the game. But they're probably doing all that good stuff first. But look, let's be real. Carson Wentz keep losing. Miami Dolphins keep losing. We're at 10 right now. We've got 3 right now. If the year ended, we'd have 3 top 10 picks. We talked about this in the offseason, why we would trade out of 6, went to 12. Then we talked about maybe trading back into the 10, but you still hold on to that first. We did that, went to 10. We got Devontae Smith. We still have the Dolphins first-round pick. We had that Colts pick. That's a second that will turn into a first if Carson gets all that stuff we talked about earlier. So let's go, baby. Really excited about the future of this team. But right now, we're talking about this Thursday, so I'm going to get back on track, but keep the questions coming. I love it. Now, on to the defensive line. We talked about the big boys up front. Holy son of a Ndamukong Suh. Vita Vea. Holy, these guys are monsters. We're going to try to run the ball. You got to keep trying to run the ball. Hurts may be running the ball because he's running for his damn life, but these guys are monsters. They play, sure, you could say a 3-4, but I've seen everything watching them from 3-4 to 4-4 to 3-2 to 3-1 to seeing it all from Todd Bowles, man. He is a wild man, and they talked about him being a candidate for the Eagles head coaching job, and I wasn't against that. I love a defensive-minded guy. Wouldn't have minded him for a defensive coordinator, but obviously he's not. Tampa Bay is a great place to be, so that's fine. But Tampa Bay, holy hell, they've got some monsters up there. So you'll put those guys out there. Now we'll call these the obviously outside linebackers, but your edge rushers. We've been playing a lot of 3-4, so I think a lot of people are learning a lot about this kind of defense now, and that's great. So you've got Shaquille Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, the outside linebackers, and we talked about the fact that JPP is hurt right now. So we'll see if they have to use Tryon Shoyinka or Anthony Nelson. We'll see who they have to throw in there. But that would be major if he's dealing with some things and gets more hurt on that hand or shoulder. So let's hope that this Eagles team can try to do something. But that is quite a formidable front. And then those inside linebackers, unfortunately, they just lost Levante David. We talked about that for a few weeks. So that's a major blow. We talked about last week, the Panthers losing Shaq Thompson. So we get lucky again on defense, losing a very important piece in the middle there. But Kevin Minter didn't necessarily live up to expectations. I think his picture might show that. But he will be filling in. Not too bad of a player, but he's not Levante David. But they still have Devin White, one of the best, if not the best, inside linebacker in the game. This dude is super talented. So you got to watch the hell out for him. He is going to be all over the damn field. So let's hope that the Eagles can try to stay away from this front seven, whatever kind of front they throw at us. It's going to be a very interesting ride. So Nick Sirianni, man, you better bring your damn A game. We need to build this defense. And that's right, Facebook user, whoever you are very intelligent. And I just want to tell you, if you click that link at the top, I'll be able to see who you are. But yes, we talk about this next year. Use those 3 first-round picks. If it's 2 first-rounders, 2 seconds, who cares? Use those picks on defensive players. Get a cornerback, get a linebacker, get a safety. And you know what? I'd be okay if you want offensive lineman, get a defensive lineman. Get some guys that fit what you're trying to do here. Get some younger guys. Let's go. Let's get healthy and let's keep competing. Let's build this thing toward the future. And I think that's what people miss out on. We have 9 picks next year. We have a lot of cap space. We can really add to this team. People are going to see how good Jalen Hurts is, how good these young receivers are. You add to that, keep going. Just imagine Tyree Jackson's coming. Dude, let's see what this team can do. I'm getting excited for the future. All 22 guys back from last year. Yeah, man, quite a scary team, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With how the team is looking, if we have a draft right now, what positions? Oh, dude, what I just mentioned right there, Christian, would be the top of my board. That is definitely what I would be doing. Get a corner, get a linebacker. Please, Stingley dealing with that injury season over. Concerning, you don't want to see injured guys. We know we dealt with Sidney Jones. But still damn good. So we'll talk about where we're at when that time comes. But right now, I'd be addressing that defense, building it. The offense just needs to keep growing. And then, offensive line, we got to see which of these guys, because look, we got a bunch of injuries. We're finding out who is part of the future when it comes to the depth and if they can be starters or if we need to draft where tackles, guards, center. Where's Lennon Dickerson going to go? Is Irby Driscoll part of the future? We shall find out as the season progresses. So we've got to give it time. We got to be patient. Back to the Bucks. He's winning this. It's a grinder. Hey, man, with Tom Brady banged up, with JPP banged up, Levante David out, and there's always a chance anyways, but that's huge, man. Add Richard Sherman to the mix at DB. Hey, man, I don't have to add him. He's already there. Let's get to it. But a good call by the Facebook user. He's on it, but I'm always on it. At corner, he already is starting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are desperate for help at corner. They have Carlton Davis III and Sean Murphy Bunting placed on the IR. Huge losses for them. Kind of struggled in the secondary, but those guys progressed as the year went on last year. Obviously, they are pretty good all around as a team, but that's probably where their weakness was. Well, Jamal Dean steps in. And then, of course, Richard Sherman, that was just mentioned. You've got Ross Cockrell, Pierre Desir, and D. Delaney as well for some depth there, but a little banged up in the secondary. And Richard Sherman is a smart guy, so it's not like just because he's a little bit older that he can't still make, do some damage here to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. So we're going to watch out for him, but good call by the Facebook user. But Richard Sherman, not exactly who he used to be. So we'll see how that matchup goes. But that is their weak spot. We'll get into that tomorrow when we do the matchup advantages. So now on to safety. You have Antoine Winfield Jr. We talked about dealing with that concussion. Will he be back Thursday? Not exactly sure. But if not, Mike Edwards would fill in. Got Jordan Whitehead there. 2 decent safeties. But Antoine Winfield, that'd be a huge loss because that kid is pretty damn talented. I grew up watching his father, so that's pretty crazy. But dude, this kid, I hope the best for him. Hope that he's healthy. Just want to beat everybody at their best. And then Andrew Adams, that we did not keep him on our roster, and he went right back to Tampa Bay. Not really doing much there, but if there is an injury to Winfield and he's not able to play, then you probably would see a little more of him. Really see them letting loose in this game, especially. Well, that's the thing. We talked about Carolina. I kept saying if you watch the pregame or any of that stuff, the halftime show, when I was saying nobody's giving us a chance, right? You got to look at this team is self-inflicted wounds is why they're losing. At any point, this team can get going. This offense and the defense, man. We talked about it. We want to get the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Cowboys, it was really bad. The Chiefs, we put up a fight, and it's like, look, man, this team is young. The coaching staff is young. They're all learning. So let's kind of give these guys a little bit of a break, right? And I think they're getting better. And it's like, look, man, they pulled it together when they needed to yesterday, and we won the game. So it's beautiful. And they got to just keep doing that throughout the season, get better toward the future. And I think this team, we talk about a dynasty being built here. That's what we want. Not just a flash in the pan winning one Super Bowl. We want to win multiple Super Bowls. So we've got to build right. My man Mike Fuji in the building. How random it was to run into you at the 49ers game. I'm standing there, go to walk up. I walked out of where the seats were. I saw my buddy Chris, and then all of a sudden here, hey, Jim. And there's Mike. Crazy, man. So hopefully you're having a great night. Wild to running into people at games. People call them, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So awesome to see you. But that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Now we never leave out the special teams, so we'll take a quick gander at their special teams. They got Ryan Suck up there now, Bradley Pinion, at punter and Carson Tinker at long snapper. So not the greatest of special teams suck up, not the greatest of kickers, but it's a good offense. So if you're in fantasy, I mean, that guy's probably going to get you some opportunities to score here. So we'll see. Gave the 49ers and Chiefs games away, and that's right, man. We talk about shooting ourselves in the foot, stupid mistakes, stupid penalties, misreads, bad throws. It's a lot of things where you can point fingers at everybody, and that's just the way it goes. This team is young, and we have to understand. We talked about this, all season. Let's prepare ourselves. Bumpy roads ahead. Temper the expectations. I want to win every damn week. We all want. We're Eagles fans. We want to see wins, but this year we had to understand that this team not going to come out and win every damn game. We're going to have, and with the schedule the way it was like, so we're having those struggles. We're going through those growing pains, and that's okay. We talk about 7 different offensive starting lines in 9 games for Jalen Hurts, and in 5 weeks, only one instance has Nick Sirianni had back-to-back starting offensive lines. So these guys are dealing with all kinds of different change adversity here. So I love to see it. Now, last but not least, the return specialist. Now, this team only has one guy back there, and that's Jaden Mickens. He is the kick returner and the punt returner. But sometimes you'll see sprinkled in Giovanni Bernard, Jalen Darden, or possibly Tyler Johnson. Scotty Miller is usually the punt returner, but he is on IR, as you see listed below. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy going behind enemy lines with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that is the roster. But tomorrow we will be actually talking about our roster, who we've got, with the health and whatever's going on, people out, this, the other. We got to figure out what this team's going to look like come this Thursday, only a couple days away. So tomorrow we're going to be doing the roster comparison and matchup advantages. And then Wednesday we'll be doing the top 10 matchups. Thursday game day. So if you guys need anything in between that time, please feel free to reach out to me. If you're watching this later, you can always comment. Let me know your thoughts on this matchup, how you're feeling about this game, because we've only got a few days, so we're going to have to get all this stuff packed in as quick as we could. I try to make those graphics possibly. I can't even talk now. There was quite a day, and I was like, oh my God, the game's going to start. Losing my mind. So threw this together, try to make some bets, try to do it all together. We will get into the score prediction Wednesday, as always, the day before game day with the top 10 matchup. So hope to see you then, Christian. He's going 35-31 Eagles. I definitely think the Eagles can pull off a W. Going to be a tough matchup. They've got a good front. Obviously, the secondary, some injuries and some struggles there. So hopefully we can attack there. The defense looking vastly improved, but that this offense, we just struggled with the Cowboys and Chiefs. This is another high-powered offense, so we'll see how this defense has improved. Gannon looked good, looked like he really was adjusting and learning from his mistakes, and that's all you want to see out of these young coaches, these young players. Just keep learning, keep growing, week in, week out. That's all we can ask from these guys. All I can ask from you guys is, please hit that like button, retweet, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. But I thank you for taking the time on this Monday night. Going to go relax with the lady. Enjoy some Monday Night Football. Man, can't wait. Our game. And look, I hate the fact that it's Thursday. I worry about injuries and stuff, but it is nice only having to wait a couple days. Woo! But I couldn't even enjoy the damn Panthers game. Didn't even get to make like a highlight and talk about the game video because we got to get going. The Eagles got to get going. I was saying that to my girlfriend. I was like, look, man, I think, I'm complaining about trying to make these graphics quick. Imagine what the team, what little time they have to prepare for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after a tough win like that. So let's go Birds, baby. Figure things out, man. You got to just keep going, man. I don't really know what else we can do, but just as fans, keep rooting for these guys to get better. We want them to be the answer at each, coaching position, each, player at each position. We want these guys to be part of the future so that we can next year focus on the positions we need to in the draft. So let's hope we can get this W, but I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing the roster comparison, the matchup advantages. So I hope to see you then. If you need me before that, please feel free to reach out to me. But I appreciate you guys taking the time. Stay safe. I love you all. And as always, go Birds!